Now the finals are over, I have time to write down some more of my experiences living with the haunted doll that I've dubbed Shitwaffle. A lot of people have suggestions as to how to handle this situation, which I appreciate. Since my first post, I actually did purchase a Ouija board, as recommended, the Hasbro brand, which is never not going to be hilarious to me. I'll get to everything that's happened since last week, but before that, I figured I'd share some more of the stories I didn't manage to finish. Let it be noted that, again, I won't be able to get everything in this post. Learned my lesson from last time. Starting off, I should probably address the demonic rituals that I mentioned. These usually happen late at night. See, I've never actually witnessed one, but while I'm laying in bed, I can hear the chanting and the shuffling movement from the living room. Because I'm an unreprimanded coward, I never get up to see what's going on. Just put in my headphones or go back to sleep. Otherwise, there's always a lingering smell of smoke and sulfur, but otherwise no mess. So I guess I can't complain if Shitwaffle wants to have its demonic friends over for a gathering. Of course, the first time it happened was terrifying. I woke up at 3 a.m. in the pitch black of my room and heard a cacophony of voices growling right outside my door. My body froze up with fear. It was a horrible sensation. You'd think that hearing intruders banging around my house at night would propel me to leap up and defend myself with a frenzy of desperation. But something about lying prone in the dark gives a false sense of fragile security. I was convinced that if I so much as twitched, the outsiders would know immediately and descend upon me with a fury. Irrationally, I thought that the only thing that could keep me safe was to stay in that vulnerable position. The worst part was the voices. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos of dogs or cats making almost human-sounding words, contorting their vocal cords into sounds that people consider cute imitations, but that's the closest thing that I could think of. Except their bass lines seem to be more along the lines of the deep guttural crackles of crocodiles. So I guess, imagine a crocodile trying to imitate a human voice. You've got a pretty good idea of what I was hearing through the walls while I was curled up all alone in my room. Needless to say, I don't find dogs saying, "I love you" very cute anymore. It wasn't until the next morning that I could consider the whole situation without a haze of panic clouding my mind. I knew Shitwaffle would never allow intruders in the house. It also made sense that my roommate would want to invite company over. I mean, sharing a house is great and all, but it doesn't really fulfill the need to have real social interactions, so I put the fear aside as best I can. I've even managed to gather up the courage to bang on the wall and call out, "Keep it down, I'm trying to sleep," when they were getting too rowdy out there. Miraculously, they actually do quiet down when I ask. That doesn't make the whole experience any less unsettling, but I appreciate their consideration. The orb phenomena is much less intense by comparison. They're just these glowing, floating orbs that appear around the house sometimes and wander around. I don't know if it's more house guests or some sort of manifestation of Shitwaffle's soul, but they are quite useful at night when I get up to fill a glass of water in the middle of the night and can't find the light switch. The orb's glow illuminates just enough so that I don't stub my toe on the counter while I walk. I always make sure to give Shitwaffle a big thumbs up when I'm following the orb to the kitchen or the bathroom at night to show my gratitude. Like, Shitwaffle never replies, except with the sardonic stare. I get the feeling that I'm amusing to it. And one of my friends was over once when the doll was orbing. It was daytime, so the orb wasn't as bright, but she was still pretty impressed. She always believed in ghosts, and excitedly informed me that usually they have some sort of unfinished business that ties them to this realm. I vaguely remember something like that in a movie I watched once, so I guess it could be legit. Well, later that day, after she left, I tried to have a sit-down with Shitwaffle to talk about what it wanted. From me, exactly. "Hey, Shitwaffle," I began. "How are you?" The doll sitting on the couch opposite me said nothing. Cool. So hey, is there any way I can help you? The doll stared at me. I mean, do you need some sort of closure? I clarified, feeling stupid. I mean, do you need help completing some unfinished business to pass on to the other side? At that, Shitwaffle finally turned its head to face me, seeming extremely offended. "Well, shit, no need to give me that look," I exclaimed. "I was just trying to have a conversation. Look, if you don't need to find inner peace or whatever, that's chill. Okay, just less work for me. Thought I'd offer in case you wanted help. We don't really talk at all. I figured Yeah, just check in. That seemed to pacify Shitwaffle, whose body went slack again in the state that I'd come to call relaxed indifference. Deciding I could use some relaxed indifference myself, I plopped myself onto the cushion next to the doll. "Want to watch some TV?" I asked. In response, the television switched itself on with a sudden hum. Channels flicked by automatically and a mess of static, finally stopping on a nature documentary. Thought it was pretty cool the Shitwaffle didn't even need to use a remote. Yeah, I wish I could do that. We spent the rest of that evening watching gory footage of lions eating zebras in almost companionable silence. I'd like to say that we grew closer together as a result. However, the next day when I tripped on the carpet and fell flat on my face while getting ready for class, Shitwaffle just giggled hysterically, so the doll officially still is a little bastard. I'd like to complain more about the things that Shitwaffle has done, but if I don't stop here, then, well, this will end up being way too long, and I still have to get into the events of the past week. So the most important development was probably the Ouija board. I bought one for cheap over the weekend to communicate with Shitwaffle, because, communication between housemates is important. The instructions said that more than one person was required to operate the board, so I invited some friends over to try it out. You know your friends are cool when they willingly come over to help you commune with the spirits inhabiting your creepy doll through a Ouija board on short notice. Juan even brought snacks, which was awesome. Only Peter didn't show up, but I don't really blame him for being freaked out by the whole thing. Most of my friends experienced weird stuff involving Shitwaffle, so they knew that I wasn't making anything up. Unfortunately, this made people a lot less eager to come and hang out at my place, which is fine. We have lots of fun at the bar downtown at my friends' places. My point is, it's been a while since I had so many people over. It was weird, but good to have the house filled with my friends joking and the shenanigans again. And that's what I like about them. See, even in somewhat serious situations, they can make it into something fun. Anyway, we were all sitting down around the Ouija board, and it was time to begin. Went through all the steps with Shitwaffle watching us from its place of honor on the table. And once that was done, we greeted the spirit. We asked its true name, like the instructions told us to do. And nothing happened. We tried again. And Juan started to get nervous, saying that he felt like the doll was displeased with us. Still, we asked a third time. The planchette nearly slipped out from under our sweaty fingers and spelled out F-U-C-K-O-F-F. The group shared an uneasy little laugh. One of us, I can't remember who, said jokingly, "Wow, after all the trouble you went through to set up this party for you, you won't even speak to us. Rude." Evidently, this pissed Shitwaffle off because the planchette moved again, even more forcefully this time. A few people yelped as their arms were yanked along. S-T-U-P-I-D. All of us, sensing anger at our attempts to bother the doll, grew silent. Except Lucy, whose favorite hobby is evidently poking hornets' nests. She replied snidely, "Oh, so that's your true name? Nice to meet you, stupid." Before any of the rest of us could process what was happening, the planchette indignantly zoomed across to "no" in the corner of the board and then under the letter U. "No, you?" Lucy cackled wildly. "Oh my god, what are you, 5? I glared at her and told her to be nice. But she was rolling on the floor in tears. The rest of my friends were either mortified or cracking smiles. In the commotion, the doll had disappeared. I found Shitwaffle later, after everyone had left, sulking in the closet. No, I don't really know what's going on with the Ouija board. Maybe my friends really were so aggravating to the taciturn doll that it reverted to calling us childish names out of frustration. Or maybe Shitwaffle's real name started with a U, but wasn't finished because of Lucy's distraction. Another possibility is that Lucy is the one controlling the planchette. It does seem like something she would do. The alternative is that Shitwaffle goes around calling people stupid, which, I don't know what to think about. That kind of ruins the mystique of an otherworldly being. So all in all, the Ouija board was a massive failure. I'm not too disappointed, though, because honestly, I hadn't put too much hope into getting answers from something manufactured by Hasbro. Finally, I should probably address people's concerns about the name Shitwaffle. It might be a bit vulgar, but I don't get the sense that the doll really cares. Comes off as aloof, like couldn't care less what petty mortals call it. Of course, if the message on the Ouija board was actually from the doll, then maybe the detachment isn't as complete as it wants us to think. I guess we'll find out more as I continue to update my observations of my eccentric roommate. Hey there kids, and happy holidays. It's me, MrCreepyPasta, and I just wanted to tell you guys thank you for watching tonight's video. If you enjoy watching videos here on YouTube, then you should check out the MrCreepyPasta Storytime podcast, which is available on Spotify and on iTunes and on Google Play and everywhere like that. If you enjoy listening to MrCreepyPasta's Storytime podcast, you'll enjoy watching it on YouTube because it's the same show. You guys are both hearing the exact same thing at the exact same time. Also, thank you guys for supporting me on Patreon or on Popbase. You guys who are the top supporters on Patreon especially, thank you so much. Like Joey Gilbert, Jordan Alexander Sanchez, Wayne Milstead, Champinski, Ken Lando Higuchi, Brianna Tine-Janzen, Stephen Van Huss, Tristan Pelton, G Weevil 3, Diana Kraus, Asia, The Red Oak Shield Virus, Sandy Barney, Nico Kyle, Caleb Dougal, Daniel Paulson, Dante Rao, Last Blade Song, The Ginger Bros, Don Mealmeister, Eliminator 86, Nubsky, Finley E. Hopkins, Steampunk Sinner, Rafael Rodriguez, Optimistic Avocado, and Dr. Strawberry. Everyone there, as well as in the description down below. Thank you guys so much. If you'd like to also follow me on Popbase, where you can get a couple of different updates here and there and play games along with me, then you can do so on your phone. It's on Android and on Apple. And if you guys are looking for something like a hot beverage, such as, say, a tea for the cold winter months, then my wife is still selling teas over at etsy.com/shop/ivorymonocletea, including a MrCreepyPasta tee that has me on it dabbing. Don't actually, if you do order that tea, request that sticker because we made it, but she didn't want me to put it on the tea because she said it wasn't professional. I think it's whatever. Check back throughout the entirety of the holiday season for more horror stories every single day. Forever. Sweet dreams, kids.